Hello YouTube, welcome back to yet another Neverness the Everness video. Today we are going to talk about the game's console system, namely the cartridges and the modules in game. Because it's a bit different from like the other gachas out there. It's a bit simpler if you ask me, but there's still a lot of things like unique about them. So in this video we're going to go through all of them, and then we'll also like go through some tips and tricks related to the whole entire console system. Alright, so the console system is basically here. If you go to your character screen, it consists of two parts, the cartridges and then the module. What they provide is like additional stats to your character. So if you go and look at their info and then you press like these three small buttons, all these like the green color part, those additional stats, those are provided by the console. Alright, so that's why the console system is important, because it makes your character stronger. So how to get console, the cartridges and the module? Basically, you come to this part of the map. It's called Rabbit Hole. Basically, you farm everything related to the console system here at only one location. So I'm just also like going to use this, like the rewards function, the drops here, to talk about to branch off and talk about every single factor and every single facets of the console system, because like it's easier for me that way. And also I think it's easier to understand. Alright, so if you see here among the list of loots, this circle looking thingy, those are cartridges. Their power level is like color coded as well. Blue is the weakest, and then medium is purple, and then the strongest is gold, at least so far in 1.0. Maybe that will change in the future, I do not know. And then that is cartridges, and then you also get what they call Go Kurata. This is to farm the modules, the Tetris looking pieces, and then you get Beetle Coin, then you get Manhole Boss, which is the experience materials you need to level up your module or cartridges. And the last thing you get is Arcane Threads, which you can exchange with your butler to get them to help you sweep farming levels. Right, so if you come and interact with the rabbit hole anomaly location, you'll see different stages here, and the different stages will show you like the different cartridges that it might drop. It's usually like two kinds within one stage. You can click on them to get more information about them. They'll tell you like what sets they belong to, and regarding like the different quality and the different effects of the sets and what kind of character they will go along with. You can check like the other character builds on the internet. Right, so like I mentioned earlier, every different sets of cartridges have their own like different effect. I'll take Pai Zhang here as an example. I'm using his set, which is Crimson Twin Butterfly. So all these things here you see are the set effects. And how do you activate them? It's by basically using all these, the four modules shown here. So again, using Pai Zhang as an example. So this is the cartridge I'm using, Twin Butterfly. So it will show here like the effect of the specific cartridges. Like different cartridges will have different effect. I'm sure as the game grow, there will be more like effects in the future. So they are basically like the foundation, and then you need like the four pieces to activate the set. So for example here, I have nothing inside my console. So my cartridge is like, I only gain the attributes and the sub attributes, but I do not get the set effect because they are all grayed out. So to activate them, I have to use these four modules in my console. If you are familiar with the reverse 199 like artifact system, it's basically the same. So for example, how to activate them. So if I put, say, this thing here, it's like a ladder. So if I put this here, I have one piece, and then I have this here. If I put that there, I have another piece. So now two pieces activated. So if I want to get off the all set effect, so I have to put everything here. So I find like these two, and then that three, so I put that here. So that means that all of my sets are now activated. Alright, for cartridges, the element that you get for main attributes and sub attribute are random. So for example here, this one is incantation damage bonus, and then the sub attributes are like different. Then if I use another one, it's also from the same set, but the main attribute is now healing bonus, and the sub attributes are all different. So this is one of the things that you need to farm, which is like to repeat farming the rabbit hole to get the main attributes that you want. But then the numbers is really fixed. So if it's incantation damage bonus, it's 6% for everyone. You won't have like another person having like incantation damage bonus 10% and then you only get 6%. That would happen. The numbers are all fixed. That's the same for the sub attribute. And then you can see your sub attributes like before you even level them. Because like for example here, this is like level 0. So that's why it is all grayed out because I haven't like unlocked them yet. So if you can see here, by level 5, you get HP plus 800. By level 10, you get defense plus 14%. So this is another thing that you might want to farm for as well. So you only farm for these things, but then the numbers are all fixed. You can't low roll or high roll them. Alright, now that we are done talking about cartridges, let's talk about like the thing that make NTE stands out with the equipment system, which is their module. So module, you don't farm through the rabbit hole, at least not directly. You don't get the drop. Instead, you get, remember something you get is called the carrot coin. So you come here instead, you go to the console tab and then go to the bottom left hand side. You see this rewind button? You click it, it'll bring you to this screen, and this is where you get the module, the Tetris pieces. And there's like 3 levels here: easy, normal, and hard. Easy, you get mostly like blue color module. Remember we talked about that earlier. Blue is the weakest, and then purple is the medium, and then gold is the most valuable. So these 3 like kind of correspond to them. So basically for farming, you only really care about the hard mode. You don't really care about like the easy and normal because those are like pre-level 30. And for your final character build, you want them to be gold color, which is the most powerful level thing. So they use different coins. Easy and normal use silver and copper Kurata. Then the hard one use golden Kurata. And all these Kurata drop by farming the rabbit hole location. So you want to go, okay, now you have a random pick and then you have customized. So what's the difference? Alright, for random is like the name suggests. I'll give you an example here. So if I do a 10 pull here, the game will give like, there will be a small animation, and then after that the game will give you like 10 modules but totally random shapes. You have no idea like what kind of shapes you want to get. And why do we care about the shapes? Alright, we have already talked about that earlier, but if you go here, if you see here, the shapes are important because you need like specific shapes module to activate the different set effect. So if you can use random if you still like doesn't really have that much modules pieces to begin with. But let's say if you are like here, I want to replace like these 2. So the 2 straight block and then the 3 lying down block. So I go to rewind again, and then I go to, because I want the golden one, so I go to the hard one. Then I pick customize, and then you go to module selection. Here it will show you like the different things, the different stats, or you can select by character. So let's say here I'm using Paijang as an example. So I'm currently using this set, Crimson Twin Butterfly, or you can follow their recommended. So let's say earlier I'm looking for this one, this shape, and then this shape. So if I want to make sure that I get either of these one, I'm going to like repeat them. So these are the things that you lock the bot. So if you roll the machine, if you roll the module, you will get one of these 8. So you can click confirm, and then if you roll, they will tell you like how much is 1. So if you are like just like determined just to get one particular module, let's say if I just want these 2, so I just like pick all of them. So it will tell you like how much is 1 pull. So here is like 360. Of course, like the more you repeat here, the more expensive it's going to be. You have to like pick all 8. You can't just like pick one. The system won't allow it. So this will help you like specifically target which pieces of the module you want. For the module, the elements here for the main attributes are fixed. I believe they are all attack and HP. For the sub attributes, they are different. But again, similar to the cartridges, the numbers is fixed. The numbers you won't low roll or high roll, and then you can also see before you activate them. Alright, so there's one more last thing about module that we need to talk about, which is the character module effect. So if you go to the console screen, if you look here, right above your cartridge and module window, it says here increase crit rate by 7.5% for each type 3 module equipped. For everyone it's different. For Paijang it's like increase crit rate. And for, I'll show you, for Daffodil here, it is increased chaos damage by type 3 module equipped. So what are the different types of module? I believe currently in the game there are 3 types. There's type 2, type 3 and type 4. They basically means number of blocks the module have. So type 3 is this 1, 2, 3. Those are type 3. This one is type 3, 1, 2, 3, because they have 3 blocks. So type 2 are this one. So 2 blocks. And then type 4 are the one with 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So how this system works, which I find very interesting, is basically when you are done with like what you set up, the 4 pieces. So here I want to rearrange it because I want to save space. So I move it there. So since Paijang wants like type 3 module, so currently I have 1, 2, so I have extra 15% crit rate. So now I want more, so I'm not looking at their stats just yet. I just want to like get crit rate. So you want to find one that is like matches your character. This one is not too bad for Paijang. So I might want to use this. So if I put it here, they will increase again my crit rate by 7.5%. So if I get another one, let's just say if I get this one, again, it will increase by, on top of the stats the module give you, it will increase your crit rate here by 7.5%. So that is again something to remember, because that is not a small amount. So basically what you want to do for the module system is, after you ensure you get all the 4 pieces to activate your set, the cartridge set, you want to optimize your character module effect. So for Paijang here, I want as much type 3 module or 3 blocks module that I can put in my console here. So here, let's say I already have here. So I see that here I can put in another like 3 blocks. So I'm going to move this over here and put this, I might steal this from Hanil to put it here. And then there's a 3 block here, and then here there's another 2, please. Or if you can just use the like recommended system. Yeah, I actually find this system to be quite interesting. How everything like mix and matches. It's quite use a bit of your brain power. But yeah, for me, for someone as dumb as me, I just use auto equip. But it's a fun system. Alright, now there's one more thing we're going to talk about, which is dismantling. So if you go to your inventory, and then if you go to your console tab, you can click the button here, console dismantle, to dismantle like your cartridges and your modules. So if you click them, you need to be careful here. The thing, you can dismantle things that you don't want, but you need to be careful because it default to dismantle to getting experience material, which is fine if you are looking for experience material. But experience material is like easier to get because they also drop when you are farming rabbit hole. The thing that is harder to get is the carrot coin. So if you have like module that you don't want, you can just directly rewind them into carrot coin, especially the golden one. I don't have any golden one, but the golden one will give you rewind material for golden Kurata coin. So I suggest you, like, when you want to dismantle, because they default to experience material, whenever you dismantle, I suggest you go for rewind material, because you can now recycle your pools instead. Instead of like keep on farming at rabbit hole, you can now recycle like modules and cartridges that you don't want. So you can keep on pulling for the modules with your Kurata coin instead of wasting them on like experience material. So that's one thing to pay attention to. Alright, one last thing about the console system, which is when should you start farming. I suggest you start farming at player level, not character level, player level 30, which would be when you can unlock the 3rd stage here. Because level 30 is when you have a possibility to get golden cartridges and golden Kurata coin to pull for golden module. But do not waste your annual leaf and your stamina battery, because it's only a possibility to drop golden. If you want 100% a golden drop, you have to wait for here, level 40. Also at level 30, I do not know why the game does this. At level 30, you unlock this thing, character guide, on the top right hand side of your character screen. If you click on it, it will provide you like the different things like the overview, the level and arc and aspect ability and so on. You can just follow the guide here provided by the system. It's like, it's not, I won't say it's like 100% accurate, but it's close enough to being optimum. If you don't want to like go online and check guides and so on, you can just follow the one here. I do not know why, but the game decides to only give you this character guide when you're at player level 30. It's weird, but it is what it is. Alright, that's the end of this video. If you like this kind of content, please remember to leave a like, follow. If you have any question, please drop it in the comments below. I will try to answer to the best of my ability. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.